All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Straighten Your Crown. So I am very thankful and grateful to you for choosing to spend a bit of your time with me. You could be doing so many other things, and you chose to join me on this evening or morning or afternoon's webinar, wherever you happen to be in the world as you're listening to this, as you're joining me. So I value your time. I appreciate your time. And so we're going to get right into it. All right. Are you ready to go? Are you ready to get the blueprint to boost your confidence, become healthier, less stressed, form better relationships, and gain financial momentum in 20 days without giving up what you deserve? Yes, that's a big promise. And it sounds like a big promise because you're probably thinking, how could I do all of that in 20 days? What are you talking about, Beth? So before I get into it anymore, I do want to share, in case this is the first time we are connecting with one another, that my name is Beth Brown. I am a Christian confidence coach, and I help hurting Christian women and men to map out new life success stories. And because we are all busy, most of the people who I work with are entrepreneurs, some even with full-time jobs and families, trying to balance a lot. I have everything set up to help people get what they need to get in a orderly, quick time frame. So you are in the right place if that is something that you want. Now, here we go. I want to start off by talking about what you deserve, because a lot of the time our crowns become crooked because someone else has either told us we don't deserve the things that we desire and we're angry at them, or maybe they've snatched and taken those things from us that we deserve, right? They've hurt us in some way, right? Or we ourselves, for whatever reason, want things, but we don't feel we deserve them. And so as a result, I want to start by sharing with you, no matter what's going on in your mind and what you're thinking about your value, your worth, or whatever someone else has told you, you absolutely deserve all of these things on this list and more. You deserve less stress and more peace, happiness, good health, justice, to be safe and feel safe. You deserve life advancement, love, hope, and prosperity. And straightening your crown is all about enjoying a life full of things that you deserve by doing one thing. And that's why we can accomplish this in 20 days, through choosing forgiveness. Forgiving ourselves and forgiving others is what sets our crowns straight on our heads and gives us all of these things. It opens the door for us to begin getting into the places in life where we have all of these things, where we receive them all. So we're going to be talking this evening and achieving together on our training for Straighten Your Crown, how to truly live happily and healthily, how to receive a less stressful life and more peace, more inner peace, how to receive more clarity and less confusion, and how to receive an increase in your income. And yes, Straightening Your Crown is going to do this, and we're going to talk about this all through the lens of forgiveness. Now, how did I come to talking about this? How this whole thing come about? Well, here's a quick backstory. The man who I loved and I thought I was building a relationship with, one day called me up and said he didn't want to be with me. And he said he lied about everything. And he did it on a New Year's Eve. Imagine that. I was beyond devastated. I felt lost and I felt deeply rejected. I was so hurt. I just didn't even know what to do with myself. I didn't know how to deal with it. And so I became furious, absolutely furious with him. I was also furious with myself because prior to meeting him and trying to build this relationship with this man, I had been in a situationship. And when I ended that situationship, that particular man decided he wanted to try to get control back of the situation. And so I went through a very severe physical trauma in my own home of rape. So I felt worthless. I felt like I did not deserve anything. I didn't feel I deserved love. There's so many things. And I am going to give you all of these things. Well, not all of them, but this is just a snapshot of how my crown was slipping. In fact, it fell off and boom, it hit the floor. That's how I was. I was functioning. I was a perfectionist. I felt the man who broke my heart owed me everything he had originally promised me. I thought my happiness was connected to getting what I wanted, when I wanted it, where and how I wanted it, how I imagined it would be. I expected it to be that way. My thinking, as you can tell, was way off. I was thinking anger was a great way to protect my heart from someone who didn't love me. I felt afraid to choose to forgive someone who didn't love me. I began having tormenting dreams, so I wasn't even comfortable sleeping at night. I told God at one point in 2018, I didn't want to live anymore. I'm so thankful he did not listen to me, and I get to talk with you this evening and share these things. So glad all of our prayers do not get answered with a yes. I was hiding from people because I was embarrassed by how things turned out for me romantically. That means I wasn't social because I didn't think I had anything good to talk about. Everything in my mind was bad thoughts. As a result, because my business is dependent on me being social and talking to people, my business began declining. I started losing money. Not good. I felt constantly anxious and emotionally raw. I was angry with God. I wasn't pretty anymore. And overall, I was unhappy with myself and my life. But how did I end up here? How did I end up that I can be here with you this evening and smile and really mean it? I became curious. And as a result of my curiosity, I made one choice. I chose to forgive. And when I chose to forgive, that literally transformed my life and it brought me back to being a queen. I now have a crown on my head. And when I do get married in the future, I will be the crown to my husband, right? And not only that, to all of the people I work with in my business, right? All of my family, all of my friends, even strangers I meet, I show up and I can show up as a queen. And I'm happy living my life. I'm a recovering perfectionist. I am loved and I am loving. I don't dread going to sleep anymore. When I do feel anxiety beginning, I know exactly how and what steps to take to get my inner peace back. I am comfortable now with being uncomfortable, and I no longer feel embarrassed about my past. Surprising to me, choosing to forgive the man who hurt me has made room for new, honest stories to be written with him. I can trust God completely because my focus has changed. My friendships have grown deeper and are more special. My business is growing, yes. Once I began forgiving and put forgiveness in place, my business doubled. I have hope again. My natural beauty, thank God, has been restored. I am confident and I am continually becoming. And as a friend of mine recently shared with me, she said, Beth, I just love how God has turned your graveyards and he's turning them into gardens. And I said, that's a really great way to, sum that up. And that's what I want for you. That's what I want to help others find, how to turn their graveyards into gardens, that like the royal gardens, and you can just walk through and enjoy and have those new success stories. I want you to just take a moment and imagine what it would be like if you stepped into being that queen, that king, who you want to be, who you know you were destined to be. And that king and queen, it's not even anything crazy fancy. It is just simply meaning enjoying your relationships, having fun in them, being free in them, feeling relieved that the past is over. No more stress about what would happen if someone discovered the elephant in your living room or the skeleton, so to speak, in your closet. You don't have that shame hanging over your head. So you're relieved. You can breathe again. Close your eyes and just imagine breathing a sigh of relief that you don't have to have those things pop out anymore. Knowing how to deal with pain. It doesn't mean pain is going to just disappear from your life, but what it does mean is that you know how to deal with it. Feeling safe, trusting yourself for starters, and just in general, feeling safe in your relationships. No longer feeling you have to be perfect to be worthy, and just enjoying more prosperity in your life. Imagine what that would feel like to you. Now, here's some common objections to forgiving. And these common objections, I found myself feeling this way, quite a few things. And this is what was keeping my crown on the floor instead of like being able to just enjoy being a woman and enjoy my life. My crown had like clattered to the floor because I was objecting for these reasons that others do. Maybe you can relate. Not wanting to reconcile or continue with the relationship. You can't forget what happened, or you don't even want to forget what happened to you. You're confused why anger keeps coming back even after you forgave. So you're like, did I really forgive? I don't understand why this anger keeps coming back. You want justice to be served. You're not ready to forgive. It's just simply not the right time yet. And after all that person did, you may feel that you deserve an apology first. Yes, once I hear the words, I'm sorry, I can forgive. Or just in general, what they did was so harmful and hurtful to you, you feel that they don't deserve your forgiveness. But here is the catch. If you want to be physically healthy, if you want to be confident, if you want to be free from a lot of the stress in your life, if you want to have relationships you enjoy, there's no way around it. I promise you, I tried other ways of going around having to forgive. The only choice I had, if I wanted to live my life happily and in peace, was to forgive. That was it. Now, my results are not typical, and your results will vary from mine. I chose 100% to forgive. But if someone decides they want to choose to forgive a little bit or only a medium amount, then your results are going to be different. Who is this training for? Remember, at the beginning of this training, I said, I value your time. So let's get right into it and get right to the point so you know if this training is for you or not. This training is for you if you are confused about what forgiveness is and is not. If you feel hurt and angry. If you have been hurt more than once, repeatedly been hurt by someone who you have forgiven. If you are afraid that forgiving means justice won't be served. If you think forgiveness means forgetting, and if you think forgiving means keeping the relationship. And again, and just so we are clear on whether or not this training is for you or not, it's not for anyone who wants a better past, who requires an apology first before they give forgiveness. It's not for someone who wants to keep blaming others and not take responsibility for their own life and their own future. And it's not for someone who doesn't want to move forward and write new life stories. So let's get into what we're going to cover, shall we? You ready? Yes. So we're going to cover 4 things. Key 1, becoming happier and healthier. Key 2, how to activate your blessings or increase your blessings. Key 3, how to gain more clarity and get rid of confusion or have less confusion. Key 4, how to solve other problems, how to have less stress and increased income. Now, If you're still here, awesomeness, thank you. I would love to hear a little bit about you. Where are you, joining this training from, your name, how you heard about this training, whatever you want to share. Take a little tea because I am talking a lot, right? So key number 1, becoming happier and healthier does take time. However, doesn't take a lot of time. This is very important. I want to start with this because a lot of people say, I don't have time. I don't have time for myself. I don't have time to really do anything. I had someone tell me this past summer, he said, I look forward to the day I have time for therapy. Well, here's the thing. You don't have to wait till you have time. You have time now. Why? Because the key is you only need 20 minutes every day. You only need to commit to focusing on what it is that you need to focus on, what you want to focus on every day for 20 minutes. That's it. And if you do it every day for 20 days, let me tell you, you can have a whole lot healthier and happier life. I'm talking physical health. I'm talking about emotional health, and I'm talking about spiritual health. Now, last year, I wrote a 20-day forgiveness journal. But before I actually wrote it, I tried it out. I had, a group who decided they wanted to work with me and see what would happen if they worked with me and they did a journal and group coaching with me for 20 days. So every day for 20 days, they did a journal assignment, and once a week for 60 minutes, we got together as a group and we talked about strategies and techniques and where they were at. And we worked through a lot of things. Simply in 20 days, I'm stressing this 20 days and 20 minutes every day because Joshua, who was one of my pilot group members, he said he found the exercises that I gave in the pilot program more helpful than 5 years of therapy. So there are 365 days a year. Let's do the math quickly. Let's see. Let me get my calculator up here. 365 times 5. That is, well, it's not showing here, 1,825 days. So he spent 20 minutes every day for 20 days, and he found it more helpful than what he had done previously for 1,825 days. So that is the key number 1. If you focus for a short amount of time, you can make a huge impact and change in your life. Now, do you believe me that you can do this in 20 days? Key number 2, having an action plan will release more blessings. So you may be like, that's great. I would love to save myself. Let's see. We had 1,825, right? That he'd spent in therapy. But let's take out 20 days. So I saved him 1,805 days, right? Why? Why is because he had an action plan. It was very strategic. When you know what to do and how to go about it, that is going to get you results. And here's the thing, I want to talk specifically about the results of blessings, because if you are listening to this webinar, most likely you are a Christian, or if you're not Christian, you're at least interested in the principles or curious about the principles of Christianity. Since I am a Christian confidence coach, I'm guessing that, you have some sort of connection with that. And that's why you felt like comfortable joining me in this training. But how many of you have ever had anyone say, hey, how are you doing? What's good? How's it going? And you're like, oh, I'm blessed and highly favored. But secretly, you're like, where's all these blessings? Why am I not getting the promotions? Why am I not getting the marriage? Why am I not getting the friendships? Why is it? Why am I not really living the blessed and highly favored life like I see other people living? Well, one, they may be pretending and they may have a whole lot of not so blessed things going on. But it also may be that you are delaying your own blessings because part of the action plan that has to be included for any type of life that you want to be blessed and highly favored is dependent upon you forgiving others. That is the key component to your action plan. Why do I say this? Well, Matthew 6:14-15, it says, God will not hear our prayers if we do not forgive others. He feels so deeply about forgiveness because he forgave me and you that he expects me and you to forgive everyone else who hurt us. It is what it is. I don't make this rule. That's what he says. So if you want God to answer your prayers and help you out, well, you need to be heard by him. So he knows what it is you're asking for. And that means you have to forgive others. It's a hard truth, but it's an honest truth. And that's why I'm a coach. That's why I'm a mentor, because I am willing to tell you and others the hard, uncomfortable truths sometimes. It was not a truth that I wanted. Let me tell you, at one point, I was like, I don't like what you're saying. Doesn't mean that it wasn't what I needed to do. It's just that I didn't like it. But that didn't mean that I was making the best choice. And we'll talk about best choices in a minute. So let me give you another example here. So, Kim, after, working through with me for 20 days, she said that she learned that it didn't matter how big or small the issue was. It didn't matter if it was a very intense hurt or if it was just some kind of minor offense. Whatever it was, if she was withholding forgiveness, it was a thief. It killed things in her life, her joy, her peace. And she realized in 20 days that she could unlock doors to blessings consistently by being consistent and having a lifestyle of forgiveness. That was her result. She ended up receiving blessings and advancing because she chose to live a lifestyle of forgiveness. And she learned the tools. She got an action plan for it. Key number 3. So, not all choices are equal. We want to choose the best choice. Choose the best for you. Now, here's the problem with sometimes what happens is because of our life experience or because of the messages that other people, like family, friends, culture, different things, messages we've picked up along the way, we might have a belief system that is inaccurate. We may think this choice over here is the best choice. However, that's because we're looking at it from what we've been told other places and our experiences. And the truth might be that this choice over here might be actually the best choice for you, even though you think that this one's the best, this one's really the best. And it's because your belief system is leading you to think this is the best. Now, choosing forgiveness is always going to be the best choice for you. Why? Because when you choose that, it's going to give you more clarity in your life, less confusion. And when you have more clarity and less confusion, you have less stress. And when you have less stress, your body literally becomes physically healthier. If you don't believe me, you can go to Google right now. Well, not right now. Go in a minute when we're done with the training. Go to Google and look it up. And you will learn that forgiveness boosts our immunities. Our immunity system becomes stronger when we forgive because that immunity system's stronger, we also are less likely to get heart disease and high blood pressure and cancers. And people who choose to forgive because they have less stress in their life also have less anxiety and are less depressed. Doesn't mean it totally wipes it away, but it lessens it. And all of those things are going to make your body physically healthier as a result of eliminating a lot of unnecessary stress simply by making the best choice for yourself. Now, if you don't believe me, here's another example of Z. Now, in 20 days, what did she learn? She learned that she actually had been choosing choice A, thinking it was the best choice for her, thinking not forgiving herself in this particular instance was protecting her and saving her from being hurt. She thought choosing to not forgive her was safe. And what she realized in 20 days, actually, she realized it even less than 20 days. It was like in her first week. Choice B, forgiving herself, was what was going to help her to heal and begin flourishing in life and begin living a happier and healthier life. All right. Now, key number 4, living the life you want to live means first creating the routines that will manifest that life. It's not when I get this job, I will be happy. When I start my business, I will be happy. When I get married, I will be happy. When I quit my job, I will be happy. No, you put into place a lifestyle, routines, you design your lifestyle to be happy. And then the other things happen, right? You're going to have less stress this way, right? So you have to first design the lifestyle. So if things are bothering you, you want to, how do you get rid of the things that are troubling you? Well, you put into place certain lifestyle routines. If debt is something that is troubling you, you design a lifestyle routine to eliminate debt. If your relationships are troubling you and stressing you out, then you design lifestyle routines to have less stress with those relationships. All right. Now, how do I know this? Well, this actually, Gareth is someone who is a friend. So he was just trying to do me a favor by buying a journal. We actually haven't, I'll be honest with this one. He and I have not done, he didn't do the group coaching with me. But what he did do was he just for 20 days journaled, and he learned that it was beyond forgiveness. It was beyond just forgiving. In 20 days, he learns that he could, using the lifestyle techniques that I was giving him in those 20 days, he was realizing he could get rid of other things that were troubling him. He could eliminate them. So here's what we've covered so far: how to quickly and significantly change your life for the better, how to activate your blessings, how to have less stress, how to release other things that trouble you. So let's chat for a second. And I want to ask you a question. Has your time on this training so far been well spent? So going forward from here, there's 2 options. You have 2 choices. Which is the best choice for you, do you think? Option 1 is take what I've taught you here with the 4 keys and have a stab at straightening your crown alone with your own thoughts and your own emotions. Or option 2, what if I personally supported, coached, and mentored you through the entire process? What if I took an active role in your healing and straightening your crown and helping you write the new life stories for success on your terms so that you can live your life as the king or queen that you desire? You can be king or queen of your castle, right? Of your domain. So is option 1 or option 2 the better choice for you? Which is the best choice, do you think? So let's just chat a little bit more to go over what forgiveness could do for you. It can do pretty much these 5 things in general. everything is covered here. Make life less stressful and less confusing for you, give you better physical health, make pain easier to deal with, give you happier and healthier relationships, give you more confidence. And studies have shown that people who are confident earn more money, so increased income. Here's the 3 things that you actually do need if you want to straighten your crown, if you want to live a lifestyle of forgiveness, which, as I've shared, is the quickest way to going about straightening your crown, in my experience and in the experiences of those who I have worked with. 1, curiosity. 2, having support, mentoring and accountability. 3, having tools to maintain your choice to forgive, so that when that crown starts slipping, you can get it back straight on your head again. So I have set aside some time in my schedule for the next few days to see if I can help you become healthier and boost your immunity, become less anxious and stressed, have more inner peace, form better and healthier and happier relationships, gain more confidence, and as a result, gain financial momentum in 20 days, so you're not giving up your valuable time, right? So when we chat, we'll talk for about 30 minutes and create an action plan together, completely free for you. Now, the action plan has no strings attached. It is just an action plan. The action plan is free. If you wanted to work further with me as a coach, that is not free, but we can come up with an action plan completely free for you in about 30 minutes. So what Victor was able to achieve with me when he just sat down for 30 minutes to make an action plan with me was he learned some things that he had held on. There were some things he had held on to for too long, and he was pushing past self-doubt. I want you to be next, right? I have loved the gardens growing out of my graveyard. It's been an amazing experience for me. It's been an amazing experience seeing other people and their transformations in life. So I want you to be next. So let's create your straighten your crown action plan. Let's do it. Let's start. All right. Are you ready? Again, I thank you so very much for your time. I appreciate your time. And I wish you all of the joy and peace and love that you deserve. All right. So peace.